It's Monday, June 24, 2013, and let's talk about what happened this weekend over at XDADevelopers.com.
This episode of XDA Developer TV is brought to you by Sony Mobile and the new Sony Xperia Tablet Z, now on sale at store.sony.com/tablet. Be sure to check out Sony Mobile's YouTube channel at youtube.com/Sony Xperia Dev.
Developer World.
And actually, sticking in that vein of Sony, since we just had that sponsored ad there, Sony has gone one step further in increasing their role in developer relations, and they've announced at their Developer World that they're releasing APIs to allow you to interact with the illumination bar found on a lot of new Xperia devices. This will allow you to set the LED colors, the pulses, the patterns, all sorts of stuff like that. And there are a few devices that are considered 100% supported by this right now. These are specifically the Xperia SP, ZL, ZR, UL, and A. Lots and lots of letters in Sony. And there are a bunch of other phones that are supported, but not quite 100%, not quite as extensive as you might get on those first few, specifically the U, L, S, SL, P, Sola, Ion, Acro, Go, M, and M Dual. And I'm not going to pretend to know what all of those are. One way or another, though, this is one more step Sony has taken in the direction of supporting the development community. It seems like a relatively minor thing to be able to change the LEDs on your phone, but there are a lot of people that really get bugged by things being one way or the other, and having that customizability definitely makes life just a little bit easier. It's something you could probably tie into your app if you have something that is Sony specific, so can't complain about that, right? Moving right along, and speaking of customizability and flexibility and all sorts of stuff like that, in this day and age, lots and lots of cloud storage available. So much that you can't shake a stick without hitting one. Myself, I'm a member of a bunch of different cloud storage sites like copy.com and Dropbox and Google Drive and a bunch of other sites like that. So when I saw the story pop up about an app called CloudCube from XDA forum member Ash86, I knew I had to talk about it. And essentially what this app does, it brings a bunch of different cloud storage providers together into one application. Specifically, it currently supports Dropbox, Box.net, Google Drive, SkyDrive, and Yandex Disk, which I'm not familiar with at this point, and it looks like he's looking to move in the direction of copy.com and Mega and a couple of others like that. So if you want to know more about this application and know what it can do, it can synchronize files between all of the different ones that I've listed there. It can also, eventually it's going to do synchronizing selective files between different places and pulling all of those different locations together into one unified thing on your device. Really a lot of flexibility there and a lot of power when you think about the amount of storage you could aggregate into one device doing it that way. So if you want to know more about it, if you want to give it a shot, it is free in the Play Store right now, and there's an APK available on the XDA Developers site. The link for all this stuff will be down in the video description. You can head on over to the forum, get all the details, and try it out for yourself. Make suggestions if there's something you'd like to see changed. As far as I understand, this is not an open source application, so I'm a little bummed about that, because anything that's going to be accessing my cloud storage, I'd really like to know everything that it's doing. So maybe that's something that we should throw forth to the developer as well. Maybe see if he would be interested in open sourcing it so that we can at least see what's going on with the cloud storage before jumping into it. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Not too long ago, we announced the XDA Tablet Z competition, where essentially if you put forth a project that you wanted to do related to the Sony Xperia Z tablet, and you were one of the top 10 that were picked for this, then you would receive a tablet and your project would move forward, and the top of that would get a Sony NEX6 camera, if I remember correctly. Well, those top 10 winners have been announced at this point. You can find a list of all of them over on the XDA portal, and the projects they're looking to undertake range from everything from new kernel development, ROMs, porting Ubuntu Touch over to it, which is very cool, setting up a multi-boot Android environment, and also some stuff dealing with the IR Blaster and open sourcing that. So lots and lots of great projects there that we should see some work out of in the next few months, hopefully. That's kind of the whole point out of this, is to expand development on that device. So if you want to know more about it, if you've got the Tablet Z or if you're looking to pick it up, you want to keep an eye on these things, head on over to that portal post, get all the links to the forum threads that you can check out, and before too much longer, we should see voting on those projects to see which one you consider to be the top, to see who's going to be the grand prize winner of the Sony NEX6 camera. And wrapping things up, we're going to talk about XDA DevCon again, of course. We now have 2 more confirmed speakers for XDA DevCon. The first one up is Ariel Shimoni, the Director of Publisher Relations at Startup. He's going to be talking about monetization in apps. And also, XDA Elite recognized developer Stericson is going to be there, and he's going to be giving a talk all about Android root app development. So if you weren't planning to come before, this might make a difference for you. One way or another, it is more content, so while you're there, you can be entertained. And finally, one other video was posted to XDA Developer TV this weekend, well, one that's still available. The other one, if you did happen to see it, will be back up later on this week, so we'll get back to that here in a little while. But the video that is still up is another video in Jayce's series talking about becoming more than ramen profitable with your app. So becoming more successful, selling more copies, all sorts of stuff like that. So do make sure to check that out if you wanted to learn a little bit more about becoming more successful with your applications. Other than that, that's going to be about all from me for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you like this video and subscribe to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. And I will see you again on Friday.